So suppose we know that the integral from -1 to 6 of fx is 5, the integral from -1 to 6 of g of x is 1, and the integral from 1 to 6 of f of x is 8. It says determine the following definite integrals. So this is where my algebraic properties of integrals come in. So I'm allowed to distribute the integral across this negative sign. So I can actually rewrite this and say, well, this is the same thing as the integral of -1 to 6 of g of x dx minus the integral of -1 to 6 of f of x dx. So if I look at what I was given from, and you got to make sure the bounds match on these. This is where people mess up a lot. So -1 to 6 of g of x, we're told, is 1. Then from -1 to 6 of f of x is 5. So 1 minus 5 is -4. Now I want to know, well, what's the integral from -1 to 1 of f of x? So I don't know what -1 to 1 is, but I do know -1 to 6 and 1 to 6. So if you think about this on a number line, I know the area from -1 all the way to 6. I know this whole region. And I'm looking for the area of -1 to 1. So if I take all of this area and subtract off this piece, it's going to leave me with just the area from -1 to 1. So this says, well, if we know the area from -1 to 6 of f of x dx, and we subtract the area from 1 to 6 of f of x dx, that will equal the area from -1 to 1. So from -1 to 6, it's 5, and from +1 to 6, it's 8, and we get -3. So make sure that you always check your bounds.